when his friend died, he died in kind of the stupidest way ever, too, because he was just, like, flopping a gun around, like, oh, and then he, like, and then he tripped, fell, the gun, like, made a car on his hand, and he was, like, crushed. And then meanwhile, Fresh is like, uh-oh, let me try to, like, lift this car off my friend. Yeah. It was wild.
Then he was like, nope, and just left. I was like,
it was like, okay. Well, I guess that's not it anymore. Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Del.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
So today we watched Fresh, 1994.
Yes. This was a viewer suggestion sent to us by Somethin Real. This person gave us a huge list of movies to watch, so we're going to watch them all. So for the next month or so, or however many we do, we're going to do all of them. So it might, for a couple weeks at least, his name's going to be popping up a lot. So, nice.
Yeah, thanks again, Somethin Real.
Yes.
All right. IMDb?
Yeah. Death and violence anger a 12-year-old drug courier who sets his employers against each other.
Okay. Yeah, that is exactly what happened, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so as usual, starting off with things we liked about this one.
Yes.
You want to kick it off?
Yeah, I can kick it off. I'll say I liked the chess aspect of this entire thing. Both him playing chess in the park with his father and like hustling that one guy, as well as the metaphor, I guess, of chess that he was like playing throughout the entire thing. While Fresh never beat his father, he was able to use his father's teachings to like help him play the various drug kings or whoever they were. So I just like that kind of through line, and he would like come back to his father, and his father would be like, "You're doing this wrong, or you're doing such as I don't know chess at all." So he'd be like, "You're doing this." You're one of them was like, "You're playing the queen like you're free to lose her. She's just a pawn basically with the different moves." Yeah. And it's like, "You like that horse too. You gotta be ready to lose it too, because all you gotta do is protect the king." And it's like, those little tips and tricks and lessons really helped him out when he was going against the drug cartel. So, yeah, I just like the chess through line.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I also really like that through line, too. And I also really just liked his relationship with his father overall.
Yeah.
It wasn't that typical, like, father's completely removed from the picture or father's completely in the picture, but he was kind of, like, just, like, in the peripherals, and, like, he got to see him every once in a while. So, I did like that whole, like, relationship as a whole.
Yeah.
I guess I'll also say, like, I thought the overall, like, plot was kind of interesting. Or not the plot, but, like, that twist on the typical, like, drug movie, of him being, like, 12. I thought that was, like, a really interesting twist. And I think there was a part in the film I was kind of expecting him to age up, but he didn't. And I kind of, like, appreciated that a little bit by the end of it. But, I just thought it was, like, a very interesting twist on, like, the normal, this kind of movie.
Yeah, because in the history of the Black Catch-Up-verse, we've definitely seen a lot of hood movies, hood drug movies. We've seen quite a few of them. And this was almost like we're seeing them in the beginning of their drug dealing days. Like, when you get various movies, you're like, how did they get started in drugs? We kind of almost got that, where it's like, we just have like a little kid who's starting it. Yeah. But this kid was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Breaking the cycle, basically.
Yeah.
Just immediately. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next scene I have, the death scene of the little girl and the boy during the basketball game, that was so heartbreaking. I vaguely knew it was going to happen just because that guy, I was like, I couldn't remember who he was. I knew he was like a drug dealer, but I couldn't remember like what gang he was part of essentially. But I just knew, I was like, the way he's wearing his pants, he probably has a gun. But then he didn't like immediately shoot him. I was like, okay, we're all getting out of this basketball game. Awesome! And then we didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was insane. And the way that it started when he would like just shot him because he was better at basketball.
Yeah. I was like, he's a little kid. Like, you're a grown ass man. Like, getting salty because this little kid beat you. Like, just step your game up. That's your fault. You know?
Yeah, like he's just a kid who's good at basketball, and you're like, nah, man, it's over. Like, what?
That's it. My pride is hurt. I gotta take it out.
That was insane. And then when it like panned over and you see Fresh was like frozen there basically, and it was because his little like the girl he had a crush on because he's 12. Just like, and she's just like dead, like heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah. I guess my next one. I thought the kid who played Fresh actually did like pretty good.
I thought that too.
He had some like really good scenes, some really good moments. Like I think my favorite was kind of the non-happy ending, where he just like gets back to his father, and you just see his eyes water up in the first cut. Then his father sees it, and then you just see the tears start falling. Like, he's
just like silently crying. It was that was. I really liked the ending. That was my last point. I just really enjoyed it because I think in a different movie, like a lesser movie, Fresh would have beaten his father at the end. But instead, they were just like, no, he's not. We're just gonna like end this on a. I wonder what's gonna happen. He's supposed to be going undercover, not undercover. Witness protection. He's not a cop. He's going into witness protection with his sister. He's never going to see his father again, and this is like potentially his last time seeing his dad. And he just like was part of this huge life altering thing. Like he just locked up a intense drug dealer. Like
Not only that, but he also saw like 4 of his best friends die. Like, you know, like he's gone through a lot of shit in this movie. So like, it just made sense that was the ending. I like
that was the breaking
some
point.
Happy ending or anything, you know. So I really appreciated that. Yeah, I guess the last couple of things I had. I thought there was some good slang in this one. I don't know why, I just kind of enjoyed that in this.
There's some good what?
Slang. Just
slang.
Like, I don't know, like 90s, 80s slang. Like I don't even know like where it came from, but like illin, that was said a couple times. What the friend kept saying, I moved that dope, bro. I moved that. What do you say? But I just thought the slang was fun. And then they didn't touch on it as much as I would have liked, but I did like his relationship with his sister as well. I wish they would have explored that a little bit more. But
I didn't like the weird conversation they had about how pretty she was with the dad. I didn't like that.
That
made me go like, oh no,
that was weird.
Let's all stop this now.
Yeah. But all right, I guess we're ready to get into negatives now.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. I guess I'll start off. My big thing, I feel like they didn't like. I know I mentioned I liked him being a kid, but I almost feel like they like didn't integrate that aspect of the story as well as I would have liked, in the sense that like I almost feel like you could have like had him be in high school and had the exact same storyline. I
get what you mean. You know? Like his age wasn't a hindrance or help. It wasn't like an integral. Yeah. I get what you mean.
And like there were parts in the middle of the movie where I thought they did kind of go into that, oh, he's a child, he's like hanging with his friends, he has like childhood crushes kind of thing. But even like when that happened, I almost felt like it took me out of the drug movie. And so once it went back to that drug heist movie, I kind of like forgot who all the players were. And so when he was like doing the switcheroo, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot he was serving for how many people, you know? So like, I just wish they would have integrated him being a kid and better into the movie.
Yeah. I don't have too many negatives, but one of them I had was definitely the dog subplot. That was truly wild. Like they have this dog that I think it was one of his friend's dogs, and they're like training it to be in a dog fighting thing. All I know is I looked at the Wikipedia with shout out to whoever made the Fresh Wikipedia. That was thorough, bro.
Very detailed.
That was so thorough. But the dog thing where he like the way him killing the dog, that was wild.
I didn't even get why that happened. Like
in the Wikipedia, it said it was for revenge from.
But didn't his friend already die? Like,
I can't tell you, bro. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
But also the other part I had with the dog death was that when he ended up shooting it, it looked like a stuffed animal, And I was like, this is just bad in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Like, one, we have this whole dog subplot that you said sometimes the little kid stuff took you out. The dog subplot took me out. I was like, what are we even doing here anymore?
No, that subplot definitely did take me out too.
But yeah, when they ended up killing it, I was like, this definitely looks like a stuffed dog. What are we? Oh, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other things I had,
I thought there were just some like weird edits that made scenes just move kind of slow. I thought.
Yes,
they did a lot of like talking off screen and then just like zooming in on the kid's face, which like it like I thought it slowed down scenes a little bit. Yeah, and then also I thought some of the other kids like were doing some serious line reading, especially like some of the other friends in his group. But yeah, there wasn't too much of that. Just a couple spots I noticed. I was like, okay, this kid's definitely just reading the lines. But,
yeah.
Yeah. What else did you have?
My last thing was just basically, it kind of is similar to one that you said, which was after the kid stuff, you kind of found the gang thing a little harder to follow. I felt as though there were too many players he was running for.
No, there were, yeah.
And I was like, and he was like, I can't even understand his plan. Like, that's how chessy it was. He was like, I'm going to make it seem like I'm running for this guy, and you think I'm running for this guy, but I'm really not running for anybody, because I just bought this all myself, and this, and this. And I was like, this plan is so much of a plan. I honestly couldn't be me.
No, and that messed me up, too, because, like, there was that scene where he was, like, with Esteban, and, like, I literally could not tell if he was lying or not, because I just didn't know who he was talking about. Like, I didn't know who because there was like the Jake guy, the James guy, then there was the Jake's leader guy, then there was Esteban. So like, I didn't know who was who. So when he was like scamming people, I didn't even know if like, okay, is he telling the truth right now? Is he lying to scam them? Because like, I actually don't know what the truth is. I don't know what he's trying to do. I just know that in the end they're gonna get scammed, and like, I guess I'm okay with that. But no, I agree. They got like kind of confusing with his like. Plan.
Yeah, in terms of plans, this was the most plan I think I've seen in a movie. I was like, this is so much.
Yeah. And then it was like, also like, it came down to like the difference between like crack bass versus like crack rocks or whatever. And like, I just don't know what the difference between that is. So like, watching him switch, I didn't know who he was switching stuff for. I didn't know who it was like I just had no idea what was going on. And like, and then this is like coming right after like him just like hanging with his friends and like doing like kid stuff sort of. So like, it just like, it was very hard to figure out that plan, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I guess, are we ready for ratings?
Yes.
All right.
I guess I'll go first.
Yep.
I gave this one 3 stars. I did enjoy it. I think a lot of, like, feeling came out of this one for me. You do, like, they definitely set up this main character well, so you do feel for him, and like, kind of watching him go through this, like, it was, like, I don't know, it was just, like, intense, and you kind of want to see him win. You want to see him just, like, get out of it, and, like, you do get it, but it's not that forced kind of happy ending at the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but overall, I thought it was definitely an enjoyable movie. Samuel L. Jackson was, I thought, really good in this one. Just in that, like, role as his father. So, yeah, I overall enjoyed this one a decent amount.
Nice. I also gave this a 3 out of 5. It was pretty enjoyable for the most part. Of the like hood drug dealer movies we've seen, this definitely ranks pretty high on like the list of those, especially because of the acting of Fresh. That kid did a pretty good job, especially for a child. Like, we've definitely had some real stinkers of child actors on this show, but he was really good. I thought that the ending was very true to what the movie was portraying and what it was in the message the movie wanted to say, so that was really nice. And yeah, I feel like I could potentially rewatch this. I don't know if this is a spoiler for our last question, but I feel like I could potentially rewatch it only if only so I could figure out this plan. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I understand that. Honestly, I don't even know if you'd figure out the plan and rewatch, because I swear I was paying attention to the whole movie. Like, I know we haven't done these in a while, so I'm a little out of practice, but I swear I was paying attention, and I just could not follow it, you know? But, all right, final question. Do you wish you saw this one sooner?
It's a pretty easy no for me. I don't have a reason to have seen this earlier, and I didn't know this existed earlier, so this wasn't like filling a void or anything, seeing it now.
Yeah, kind of similar feelings for me. Didn't really need to see this one earlier. I'm glad I saw it, but yeah, no real need to have seen this one earlier.
But yeah, that was fresh.
Yes.
So
Thanks again to Something Real for this suggestion, along with the many, many, many suggestions you gave. I promise we're gonna get through all of them. But yeah.
Yep. So
yeah, thank you. And YouTube housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any movie suggestions for us, you can leave them in the comments down below. As you see, we do them. All of our socials will be linked in the description box down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye. Made me think, have Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson been in a movie together? They have to have been.
yeah, I
Just
assume.
because, for some reason, I feel as though Denzel could have also done this role.
Yeah, no,
Not that I think that they're the same in terms of, like, acting style or anything, and I think they have different, like, roles they specifically kind of take, but sometimes when it gets to the mentor thing, you kind of get a little bit of overlap where it's, like, the character's a little Denzel-y and a little Samuel L. Jackson-y,
Yeah,
and if,
yeah.
like, a coin toss could make either of them, like, in the movie. And this one, I
especially
feel
when
as
it's
though
like a
Denzel
limited
could've been in
role
it.
like this, role like this, where they're not like the main character. They don't have to like.
Yeah,
really
like,
get
I
into
don't think Samuel L.
themselves.
Jackson in Training Day would have been the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.